Please, if today is the first time you watching my channel, please subscribe, share. We are really proud to have an African man doing so much in Africa in the person of ABRAHIM, the interim president of Burkina Faso. A lot is going on around the globe, and you know, and we are hearing and we are seeing what this man is doing.
Your thoughts on, and I felt like this when I saw him at May 9th with those leaders. You know, that was a special feeling. What were your thoughts when you saw him in Moscow at the May 9th parade with the world leaders?
My thoughts when I saw Abraham was pride. I was proud to be an African man. Garland, many years ago, I was in the Republic of Ghana, in the capital of Ghana, Accra. And I was listening to BBC's Focus on Africa. All right? I know BBC. BBC is not my favorite. You see, mainstream media, they're liars. So most of the time I listen to BBC. Back then, I would just listen to hear about things that are happening on the spot. If you take away live events that they are covering, there is nothing else. Every other thing is propaganda. So I was listening as usual because there was nothing else to listen to. The local radios were not impressing me. So I just listened. And expectedly, because I always expect to see something nasty there, I overheard a guy that was being interviewed, unfortunately, a Chinese guy who was being interviewed on his first trip to Africa. And he said that the biggest shock to him was that he came to Africa and realized that people were not living on trees with monkeys. I was blown away. This was in the 2000s that this happened. And when I heard that, something mysteriously broke inside of me. And I went out and wrote a song called Proud to be African. Of course, it was just a song I was playing around. I just wrote it. And that song, every time I play that song, I remember the nonsense that I just heard from that guy. So when I saw Abraham in Moscow, the first thing that came to my head was that song, Proud to be African. So in my lifetime, as I have always predicted, I would actually witness an African nation standing shoulder to shoulder with the world leaders in this lifetime, not being relegated to the background and told, go and sit down over there. Go and sit your butt down over there. You are not supposed to be here, which is the reason why they never give us a seat at the UN Security Council, Garland. We don't have a seat. A nation, a continent that is so big as Africa. You know why they didn't give us a seat? It is because the colonial masters gathered in Berlin in the 1800s and divided our continent and gave it the fake borders that we have today, and then psychologically enforced those borders in our minds so that we stay disconnected in our minds from one another. All of that now is about to go down the drains, all for the good of Africa. So whenever you look at Ibrahim Traore, and not just him, whenever you look at Assimi Goïta of Mali, whenever you look at Abdurrahmane Tchiani of Niger Republic, you are looking at the resilience of revolutionary Africa. You are looking at the practical and pragmatic renaissance of Africa, Mother Africa, saying, I have had enough. The time has come for my freedom. And nobody, no matter who you are, will stop me. And this is also a message to our brothers like you in diaspora. You guys now need to know that Africa is roaring back to life. Time to stop feeling inferior in the land where you feel you are not accepted. Come back to where you look like everybody and everybody looks like you, where you are actually originally from. This is your roots. Africa is your roots. You need to begin to come back. Pour into Burkina Faso. Pour into Mali. Pour into Niger Republic. Let's go and defend motherland and make sure that when we say never again, we mean never again. I was proud to see him there. And I believe by the grace of God that he will not be the only one who will stand like that in Moscow with world leaders and even in other different fora that are coming in the future. Many more African countries are going to throw away these garbage people called colonials, and they are going to reclaim their sovereignty and now be in charge of their own destinies.